I want to get to the bottom of this with Shedeur, and I don't know what's going on with the back problem, and I'm very confused.
On Saturday, quarterback Shedeur Sanders was added to the Browns' injury report. He's dealing with back tightness. He's questionable for the game.
There's people who don't even believe he has a back injury, for crying out loud.
Oh, come on.
Hey, man. I'm just.
Why would he fake it?
I don't.
What
No. It's all the Browns are coming up with a back injury. I'm like, I don't know. That's not true at all.
Yeah, I'm with you.
I mean, you remember Nathan did have to go, like, guys, we're getting. He needed help, like, off the field. Like,
Jeez.
Nathan presented that when he went down on Friday.
Did he get hit?
I don't know.
How do we not know that?
Maybe it's a muscle. Oh, well,
do you understand why he had a back injury in Colorado as well?
Sport. Oh, yeah. Talk about some sports. Talk about some sports. What's good, people? KJ Media Sports 100. Yo, I'm going to cut right to the chase. Shedeur Sanders had a mystery back spasm that held him out of last week, right? So he even came out in practice before the game started. So, of course, Cleveland had their bye week, and, of course, it was a trade deadline. But there are some people who have the eyebrows up. The eyebrows are raised. They're like, yo, what's really going on with Shedeur and the Browns organization? For that, we rely on good old faithful 92.3, The Fan. These guys are one of the few stations that are talking Cleveland Browns all the time. Let's see what they got to say real quick.
I want to get to the bottom of this with Shedeur, and I wanted you to talk about this in particular because I'm trying to figure out what exactly is happening within the Shedeur discussion. I don't know what's going on with the back problem, and I'm very confused. Monday he's not practicing. Obviously, they're off today. We'll find out what happens on Wednesday. But last Sunday, after the game was done, and again, remember they just played a game, and he's talking to reporters. I don't know, I don't know who exactly he was talking to in the scrum, but I believe Mary Kay has reported the recounting of it where he makes the reference of how it wasn't his call to be sitting down. It wasn't his call to not be the backup in that Patriots game. I would imagine that.
In other words, he was ready to go even if he wasn't 100%.
Right. And I remember we did the pregame show. I'm here with Coach Riz. We're going through as people that are there are describing what's happening on the field as he's warming up and he looks all right and things look good. And then you find out he's not the backup quarterback.
Yeah, that's the crazy thing. He came out and he warmed up. So what the fuck is going on?
And you just have a week where it feels like we got no information. I don't know the status of it. And then he misses Monday's practice. And the whole thing, I don't know what it is, but something just doesn't pass the smell test.
Yeah, it feels a little fishy, but here's the other thing, too. Then congratulations to the Browns for the commitment to the bit coming out of the bye week and not having Shedeur practice because of the back. If it's what has been insinuated in some circles, I'm not saying you, Jonathan, but I'm just saying the insinuation out there is that this is a phantom back injury for Shedeur, right? I'm not putting
but I don't really know what to believe one way or another.
I'm just saying the Browns are certainly committed to the bit because they did not have him practice yesterday.
But he gave off the impression that everything was trending in the right direction and it seemed fine, and then he doesn't practice on Monday, and then we don't have any real updates one way or another.
He did fly to see his family, and I want to be very clear because there were some people criticizing that. I have no problem with Shedeur going to see his family during the bye week. Yeah. That's what the bye week's all about.
Right, exactly.
Back injury or no back injury, that's what the bye week is all about. I'm not going to get on that kid for being a human being.
The bye week is a rest week. Is essentially a break.
Going to see his family. That's not, that to me, non-story. Now, if he's missing practice because he went to see family, okay, there's a little bit of a story there, so long as, like, you're not talking about an ill family member or something like that. You know what I mean? Like,
I do. I just think it's okay if you're sitting there and you're a Shedeur Sanders fan and you're saying something's not right. Something's not adding up. The 1 + 1 isn't equaling 2. And normally I would give the Browns.
Especially when you watch Dillon Gabriel on the field and you're watching what a catastrophe that is. And you're saying, how can this, okay, so if Dillon, right, by the Browns metric, if Dillon is so much further ahead than Shedeur, then how, and I'm not bashing Shedeur, but I'm just saying, like, for the sake of conversation, then how bad is Shedeur? Now, what I do find interesting.
Well, they don't even see him play, though. That's part of the problem, too, at this point.
He's not even getting, well.
How's he supposed to showcase that he's gotten any better when the only time he was practicing was on the practice fields off on the left-hand side, not with the team? And now that he's
Baldwin Wallace.
And now that he's the backup quarterback, he gets to be there in a situation where he famously is not getting any backup reps or any reps at all with the starters because they're all going to Dylan Gabriel.
Yeah, because Dylan Gabriel's so terrible.
Yeah, I've been saying this, Joe. I've been saying this. Like, the only way to judge if a person can play is if you see them in the game in live action. We seen Jackson Dart. He was there throwing pick sixes left and right. And he got into the game and added a spark. And now I think he's had a touchdown every game. He had a stinker, but that's going to be expected. But I'll take Jackson Dart's stinkers and Jackson Dart's games that he started over Gabriel's games any day of the week.
Terrible. He has to have
I just
those
don't know
reps.
how you're supposed to prove yourself. No, but the part that doesn't pass the smell test for me here, and the part that I get a little iffy on, is the idea that the Browns are incredibly cagey when it comes to these injuries. And it took us 9 months to find out what was wrong with Mike Hall Jr.
Yeah.
The man got injured in January. We just found out like a month ago what the hell was actually wrong with him.
Yeah. Well, we knew he had the one. We didn't know he had the second one.
Yes, but you see how cagey they are with this stuff, and you see how they're so about misinforming us, and then being so secretive about everything. And with Shedeur, like I think you're all right to suggest what exactly is going on here. Why wasn't he practicing yesterday? What happened Sunday where after the game Shedeur is telling you I was ready to play, I wanted to play. They're the ones that said no, you're not playing. Like what is going on here?
Right, and the other thing too is no, I don't think that this is a big conspiracy where the Browns spent a 5th round pick on a guy, traded up with Philadelphia to take him, and they're trying to sabotage his career. Like let's
Yeah, of course, that makes no sense, obviously.
Seems dumb too.
Let's not take this to the extreme and get nuts here. All right.
Well, I mean, but it almost is to the point where now I'm trying to go the other direction. Does Shedeur look at what this roster is, and maybe Shedeur is trying to protect himself at this point?
I'm on record as saying this in a past video. I don't think Shedeur should play at all. All right? I don't think he should play at all. All right?
You know, he looked at this roster and is like, I guess I'll wait this thing out. Maybe they'll trade me to a different team. Maybe they'll have a better team next year and I can get on the field then. Like, see what's happening with Dylan right now. And I tend to think Shedeur can rise above anything.
Right.
Like, I tend to think he'll be all right no matter whatever situation he finds himself in. But look at this offensive line. Look at these wide receivers. Look how Dylan Gabriel doesn't seem like he has a chance on these Sundays. And that's his talent and his problem. But also, it's not as if the Browns receivers are helping anybody out. Like,
Yeah, man. And my man over there, he couldn't even answer the question. He is started laughing. Because, like if Shedeur is sitting out on purpose, kudos to him. Either way, we know something fishy's going on here. We know that even though it's a crazy conspiracy to say that the Browns are pretty much sabotaging Shedeur Sanders on purpose, but we can't help what it looks like. It looks like that. And then it's the trade deadline coming up. So we're going to see what happens with that. So let me know in the comments. Y'all think Shedeur is going to play this week? Well, let me not say play. You think he's going to be the backup this week or not? Let me know what you think in the comments. KJ Media 100.